Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Chubbs Reviews, where I bring a review every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Hope you guys had a great weekend. And today we're talking about the newly released Netflix season two, Umbrella Academy, The Umbrella Academy, a show on Netflix. I'm not gonna do too many spoilers. Just gonna kind of shut up, set up the show for you. Pick apart some things I liked about season one and didn't like about season two, and vice versa. Um, Basically, Umbrella Academy is about at one point in the world there was like 40 something babies that just appeared instantly or got born instantly, and this rich guy decided to adopt as many as he could. He got like seven of them, and he kind of raised them and trained them because they all have superpowers. Basically, there's a strength guy, someone that can tell anyone to do anything they want. Um, I guess I should get into the depth of the characters because the characters are what make this show. 100%, the characters make the show, and it is these children that make the show. That's what it's about. A lot of family drama, um, shit like that. We got Klaus, basically everyone's favorite. He can see the dead, and all stuff like that. We also got Ben, which is an Asian guy that is actually dead. They tell you very early. I'm not spoiling too much, and Klaus can see Ben all the time because one's dead, and you get more details on that later on. He died in a mission a long time ago. You get Allison, which is she's the black woman. That's one thing. This is a very diverse cast. It's actually really cool that they include all this, and they include a lot of diversity and topics like that. They hit on a lot of different topics, especially in season two at least. Um, but Allison's a black strong woman. She can tell people what to do. You got I can't think of the big dude's name for some reason. I can't believe it. I just watched the show. I just like binge watched season one and two this whole weekend. Um, but you got a big strong guy who kind of looks like an ape body. Um, you got Diego. He can throw knives basically, and they will go wherever he wants them to. It's like insane. And then you got number five. I actually forgot his name. They call him Five so much. He just can time travel and kind of like jump distances, like just blink in midair or in any type of thing. And yeah, and this the first season I think is really great. I think the first season, honestly, straight up with you guys, I do recommend this show. Both seasons, obviously, but season one for me was a 10 out of 10. Another thing that's interesting about this show is I'm pretty sure it's directed by the lead singer of My Chemical Romance, which is like some emo rock band. I kind of listened to them back in the day, lol, back in my emo days. But not knowing that, I'm pretty sure it is. I could be wrong here, but knowing that, you can really tell because this is like everything good about a rock star life, like kind of like thrown into like a superhero world. There's a lot of family drama, not good, but stuff you want to watch, like family drama, drugs, dealing with like self acceptance and like all types of shit. And a bunch of good plot twists that you don't really ever see coming. It does get a little crazy sometimes, but not in really season one. Season one it does a lot of unbelievable stuff, but it's just enough that's like, oh, that's cool. It's cool enough to believe. Like, there's a talking monkey named Pogo, and he's really wise and old. He's cool. The mom is very interesting. There's a lot of mysteries. There's tons of mysteries at first. The show sets up tons of mysteries, and it's like a little hunting clue thing with all these different personalities of like a drug addict. Like that's one thing too. Like the guy who can see ghosts, like Klaus, he's kind of like a drug addict. He's got drug, and he's very hilarious. He carries the show on hilariosity. But everyone's got their humor and their tone. Diego's very serious. He's kind of like he tries to be like Batman basically. Um, Number one, which is the big guy. See, I can't remember the big guy's name, but I know he's number one. And he's always used to being the leader, but he's kind of like he's got a very sensitive side to him. And there's also Vanya. Vanya is a big part of the season one and season two. She has no powers. That she just has no powers. Having to be the one that they adopted. They kind of hint that she might have powers. You gotta watch and see. You notice that she's taking a lot of pills in the beginning. She's like anxiety. Back when they were younger, she used to be like the test keeper. She would take notes on everyone or some shit like that. They show a lot of stuff when they were kids. The show has like the reason I also was mentioning that the director is a band person is that this show has incredible music. The music in this show is like 12 out of 10. There's so many music scenes, not like dancing. I mean, there's a dance scene and it's all right. It's whatever. It's not too cheesy, but even after that, the scenes when there's like fucking great action going on, people getting slaughtered and murdered. Because this is not no Marvel show. People get murdered, stabbed in the eyes, throat slit, all types of shit. It's very cool. And they do it right. It's kind of what everyone wanted Marvel to do, I guess. A lot of personal stories with these characters, and I honestly loved season one. It had so many made you trying to guess what was happening next, but you weren't all the way sure. You were on a good hunt of basically also, yeah. And the premise of the first episode, or not first episode, but first season is like, they introduce all these mysteries, including the end of the world is coming, the apocalypse in like 8 days. So they have to figure out why it's happening and stop it. And that's pretty much it. But it's about the characters and their relationships, and kind of them trying to also moving them forward in the plot is the apocalypse thing. Um, Now moving on to season two. Season one was a 10 out of 10. I really can't complain anything about it. Moving on to season two, kind of the same premise, to be honest. I'm not gonna spoil too much about season one, but just know season two is kind of the same story. To be honest, apocalypse, but now you know the characters, and it's set in a different time period. A little bit of spoilers for season one. I guess you don't want to watch too much, but it's not that much. Trust me. They go to 1963. They all five or seven of them or whatever, I keep forgetting, jump back in time somehow, um, and it's there in 1963. So, and they're all split up for a while. So like, someone makes a cult. This is stuff that is very known in season two. One of them make a cult. One of them get married, and one of them's like a street fighter or something. All the siblings are doing different things, and then five returns, and he sees another apocalypse that's coming in 1963, around when JFK was shot. And this has a lot to do. This show actually had a lot to do with JFK's assassination, and like a huge conspiracy behind that, especially in season two. I'm talking about, and yeah, they introduced a lot of different elements in season two. I won't spoil any more of that, but I'll just give you my thoughts on season two overall. Um, it's not as good as season one to me. It scares me. I liked it. First two episodes are like 10 out of 10 episodes, and then three and four hit on a lot of like, basically every kid is either like gay or black, like, or like everyone is gay. That's a part of the Umbrella Academy, or they like their sister, or they're like married and are normal, like not normal. God, it's terrible to say it, but like traditional, but they also like are doing like black rights activist stuff, and it's like it's really shoved. Not the only reason I'm bringing it up and kind of complaining about it is they really shove it down your throat for episode three and four. It's just straight up what those two episodes are kind of about. But it does get more into some other stuff. I also just didn't like the season as much because towards the end, like a lot of just shit just happens. Like new powers start to just come out of people, and I didn't like that too much. It's not explained. Some things are brought up that are just straight up not explained at the end. Uh, like a twist involving the dad of the family or whatever. But like I know maybe they're setting it up for season three. So what am I going to complain for? But it's just there's so many mysteries, and they always like solve one mystery and open up like three more. It's like, geez. And like I said, it is the apocalypse story again. Just it's not done as good, like but it's got its own flair to it. It's in the '60s, and it is interesting conspiracy theory. Everyone's older and different. They do a little bit of a bait and switch at the end with the battle that's gonna happen at the end. It's like they've set up where they're gonna fight one thing and they fight another thing. It was kind of cool, but they didn't show enough of it. The action early in this season is very good, but there's not that much action later on. Not as much as I wished for. Literally, the opening scene to the entire second season two is probably the most action you get the entire season. Other than that, it's really just about the characters once again, and the characters do carry the show. I think Klaus isn't as funny in this season, but overall everyone else is pretty funny and entertaining. I really enjoy Five as a character. He's probably my favorite character. But yeah, even Klaus is up there too. But Five is just badass. If I had to choose to be one of them, I'd be Five. Or number one. Number one's got a heartbreak story. And Diego. Diego had a really good season. I think they all had good seasons again. Like their characters themselves. It's just the way the plot went gets a little ridiculous. Like the first season's wacky in a good way, but this second season gets really wacky, and it's just like things just happen all the time, and you never really know what's gonna happen and what's gonna really stick. Like, I don't know, it's hard to explain without spoiling too much. It's definitely worth checking out. Like, maybe I'm tripping, but Netflix has a habit for me, at least with these kind of like teenage shows. This isn't too much teenage; it's pretty adult. But like with Stranger Things and 13 Reasons Why, first season of those shows are like 12 out of 10s, like this one. But then like they gradually, the second season was like kind of, it was good, but not quite as good. And third season is just kind of falls off completely. And I'm scared that will happen. But they set up enough interesting mysteries. I'm still interested. I'm 100% gonna watch the next season, and the characters are just great. I don't hate any of the characters. They're not written in bad ways. It's just simply the plot, the driving force, and that's not the focus at all in the second season. The first season they kind of focused it. In the second season, it's 100% on these characters and the relationships that they built in 1963, and like trying to get them to move on and go back to their future or whatever. It's very interesting, and but like I said, a lot of powers end up happening. Um, a little theory of mine too for future shit. I always wish they did more with like, because there's like 40 of these kids out there with superpowers, and the guy only adopted 7 of them. There's like, do the math. There's like a bunch more out there, and like I wish they would do more with that. I wish it was more about maybe hero and villain type thing, and it's just not. It's just heroes in a weird, really weird world, and I guess these guys really aren't heroes. They just have powers, and they always kind of fuck up the world, but make it good again, or at least content. They definitely set up a season 3. So yeah, I do recommend this show. Let me know what you guys think about season 1 versus season 2. This is quite a long video, but I did binge this show in a weekend, so I had to get all my thoughts out to you guys, even though probably no one's watching at this time. If you are watching, like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.